Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a fantastic episode of the Cantina Corner podcast. I am your host, Adam, here with my co hosts, Cody and Nick. How is everybody doing? How are you guys doing? Yes, we will raise glasses to another beautiful episode.
Cheers.
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 What are you sipping on, Nick? What do we got? What's in that nice frosted glass?
Titty milk.
Ooh.
Just kidding. Green tea.
Fresh off the nipple.
I was going to say that looked a little dark for titty milk. She might want to go to the doctor.
No doctor necessary. We don't believe in doctors in this house.
That's true. This is a house of learned doctors.
This is not a house of learned doctors.
But so we got some nice green tea. We got Cody with some water. I'm sitting here sipping some of Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Terramana. It's delicious. It's so good.
So good.
Stings the nostrils. That tastes like pure gasoline.
It tastes good, but yeah, I don't know if I'd say gasoline, but so yeah, we are all here enjoying another day of the Cantina Corner Show. We are going to be getting into movies and video game news, kind of what's going on currently with the movie and video game industry. First thing I want to start off by asking before I get into my list of new game releases and movie news, is there anything particular movie or game wise that you guys are excited for? Kind of like your top number one that you've kind of come across that you're excited that they're going to release or anything like that?
Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's about it. I know that's coming out. What was the release date? Early May?
Yeah. Next month.
But before that, the only other thing I'm really kind of excited about is Pokemon Snap's coming out towards the end of this month. So, and actually, if I remember right, Star Wars Republic Commando is coming out in the next 16th,
this
in the next
weekend.
4 days. That's going to be baller.
That is going to be baller.
Already played it. Gonna buy it again.
Yep.
I did watch the videos of like the HD version of it, and it just looks so good. It looks so clean, and I was having such nostalgia from that. It was crazy.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good. If you haven't played that yet, definitely I would recommend, if you have the ability to play the original, do that first, just for the fact that it's a respected Star Wars game that was highly underrated, in my opinion, that they don't talk about enough as far as all the Star Wars games that have come out. You know, you get flooded with the Battlefronts, which are good, but weren't as good as the original first two, the ones that EA made after the fact. But I would highly recommend you play the original and then go play the HD version so you can appreciate what they're doing with it. But very underrated, very good game.
So good.
Yeah, so good. And obviously what they were talking about with Resident Evil Village, that looks phenomenal. I know IGN has released gameplay video that you could watch the first 13 minutes. I think it's like 13 or 15 minutes that they played, which I found interesting that they did PS4 gameplay footage. Did you guys find that strange that they didn't do it for like PS5 or anything?
With the way kind of things have been going with games, yeah. But maybe they haven't had as many people get PS5s as they thought they were going to have at this point. So maybe that's why they're doing that. I don't know. I'm just, throwing shit out there. But
I think when they started this game, it was on the PS4 engine. I think that's probably why.
I guess that would make sense. And that makes sense as well as what Nick said too, because I mean, with the shortages of PS5s, I guess it would make more sense to release PS4 gameplay footage, which is fine because if you have the Pro, I mean, you're going to be set even with the original PS4, but it looks good. I mean, it looks like the 60 frames per second look flawless.
Yep.
Even for what it said with the PS4 gameplay footage, it didn't say Pro footage, which usually they differentiate that. So the fact that it said PS4 and how smooth it was, I was very happy with what it looked like.
It's going to be baller.
And I will have to preface one thing that people are excited for, and I'm very happy that they did, is he does combat reloads with the pistol, where he's got the two mags in his hands. So when he changes out that one, he's got the one ready. And I love that little touch because people were bitching about that in the original or Resident Evil 7 when they were doing that. People were glad that they listened to that and they added that in. Now, as far as other stuff that IGN has released that I'm excited for, they've shown a lot of gameplay trailers for stuff coming out. One thing that if you have a Nintendo Switch, it's going to be nice because of the portability factor of it. They just showed a gameplay, or I won't say gameplay footage because everyone knows the Doom series, but the trailer release for the complete series being released on the game. Fuck me.
It's all right.
I'm speaking faster than I'm thinking.
I'll tell you what, it's been a long week, so.
You son of a bitch. Don't steal my catchphrase. I feel like that's gonna be a merch idea for us. We're gonna have like a hat or something. We're just gonna say it's been a long week.
Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. The Doom Switch Complete series release, where they showed the original Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, and then obviously the remake of Doom and then Doom Eternal. They're going to be releasing all of that on Doom Switch. And
Doom Switch, huh? Is this a new console coming out?
Ooh.
When does that come out? Did IGN just release that?
I knew I was gonna fuck it up. I knew I was gonna fuck it up. You guys were talking shit before the show, and I was trying my hardest. It's gonna happen. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch Doom Complete series release. It looks really cool.
How much are they releasing that for?
I tried looking it up before we recorded this. I didn't see a price tag and I didn't see a release date because people were speculating, are they going to do individual releases for them separately or if it's going to be like one complete package? And I haven't seen anything online that I could find where it states that specifically. I mean, if it's a complete pack, I wouldn't be surprised if they release it between 60 to $100.
I mean, honestly, at that price, it would almost be worth it. You're getting all those games, and it's a game that I've always wanted to get and played. I just never got around to. But for the Switch, if it is the right price, I would absolutely think about doing that.
Well, yeah, not to mention you could take it on the go and you get to relive all the old games. So you could play the series in chronological order from the original all the way up.
Yeah.
And not to mention they just released what was it, a couple weeks ago? I think it was this past month, maybe. I know IGN just did a review on it 2 weeks ago of the Doom Eternal Part 2 of the DLC that they just released, continuing the story. So I'm assuming they'll do that on Switch as well. But they're still doing that. So if you haven't got on the Doom train, you need to because the story is continuing right now, and it's really fun. It's really good.
Can I just point out something? Wasn't The Rock like the big star of the Doom movie? Wasn't it like one of his first movies?
It was one of his early movies when he still had hair when he was doing movies. Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Wow, The Rock doing movies," and now he's like the biggest movie star in the world.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. That's the most electrifying sport entertainment. Fuck, I can't even say it because it's.
Wow, Adam, nice. You're fucking up everybody.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Most electrifying man in sports entertainment, dude.
That's I mean, since day one, he's the reason I know what Poontang Pie is.
That's right.
Oh God. The Rock. He his original movie I think was The Mummy. The Mummy was his first like
The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Mummy with what's his face? The actual Mummy series.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser, and then he did the Scorpion King after that. That was his first
it was
like
the same character.
Film. Yeah, same character. And then he did like Doom and stuff like that where he was
you think you're gonna teach me about The Mummy, dude? That's one of my favorite series of all time, dude. Why don't you shut your mouth? Why don't you shut your mouth, dude?
No, don't fucking heckle me. I'm talking to the viewers.
They know.
All right.
They know.
You're talking to your ass, dude. You shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Kumbaya, dude. Kumbaya.
He got in his head now, dude.
I can't smell what The Rock is cooking. All right, I'm all out of track here. But the other game that I'm excited for that they showed gameplay footage for was Age of Empires 4. I don't know if you guys ever got into Age of Empires.
Age of Empires. No, but I know the commercial.
Yeah, they got Age of Empires 4 coming out because 3 was back on like Windows XP. That's how long it's been since they've done like a new Age of Empires in the series, which in my opinion is one of the top tier RTOS games. Or I should say RTS games that they did back in the day with PC, along with like StarCraft and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see Age of Empires and actual, current gen stuff. Obviously, it's still that helicopter view, look down type of stuff, but it still looks good. And I'm excited for that and for the Age of Empires fans. I'm definitely going to play that for a fact because I remember back when Age of Empires 2 and 3 were out doing cheat codes back in the day. One of my favorite cheat codes was you could spawn a car that you could drive around as an actual unit, and it had rocket launchers and machine guns on it. So you would have all this old era stuff, and then you bring a car in there and just smoke everyone in their medieval town. It was the funniest shit ever.
It was the lost city of Atlantis taking over, dude. That's super tech.
That's right. The Anunnaki coming back.
Using that old tech that they were using to take over the world. Another game that's coming out, I'm going to keep saying another game. The Days Before, which I'm excited for. It's a open world MMO survival zombie game. And it's kind of got that like Division 2 vibe. It's over the shoulder, third person view, very realistic between the gun movements, the gun like handling, like the atmosphere. Like if you're trying to go into someone's house, they're showing gameplay footage of like trying to disarm like actually the house security, that you would have like in normal today's society before you go in and set the alarm off. If you don't set off the right code, it'll set the alarm off and zombies come and like actual looting and like hijacking cars. Like it looks really good. I don't know if you guys have seen anything on that.
I think I've seen a trailer for it a while ago, but I haven't really seen or read up on it at all. But
I've seen some stuff on it. But I have a question.
Yeah.
What alarm system goes off at the actual house?
Well, yeah, you have to like put imagination to disbelief on that.
Okay.
Like it sets off like
so
that.
it's not so realistic.
Yeah.
Dude,
They got a
electricity would
zombie
still
at
be
the
around.
security headquarters like, oh, we've got a breach. Here's the address. Let's all swarm.
Then the zombie owner is gonna come down pissed because somebody's trying to break into his house.
Okay, now I understand. My apologies.
It's like in the movies when someone opens the door and then you hear that.
Scanning
that,
for Mexicans. That's all I thought of when you said that.
It's just in South Park, man. But it looks interesting as far as like setting off. Fuck you guys for messing up my verbiage.
What?
Not setting up.
We didn't do any. We're sitting here watching you bury yourself.
Why do I feel like this went from a movie video game like video to just roasting me?
I mean, you're roasting yourself. We're not doing anything.
That's true. That's true. But it looks good. It really looks good. The graphics look good. The driving mechanics look good. Like when it actually shows the vehicle driving through mud and stuff, like you actually see like the car slow down. Like you actually have to drive certain ways in order to get traction. Like it looks really realistic as far as those things go.
Is this the first one that they made, or is this a sequel to another game?
No, Days Gone was the PS4 game that they did.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that was more of a singular, like linear storyline, even though it was open world. This is an MMO open world. So it's
the same
actually
people?
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. I didn't look at that, but it's an open world MMO version. So you're not just playing a game, you're actually leveling up characters, like, online, active community. People are all over the place. Like you actually can fight other people, PvP, almost like DayZ. You can like literally attack other players, steal their shit, that type of stuff.
Okay.
So it could be fun. It could be really fun. You're sitting there fighting PvP with other people, and because of your gunshots, zombies start coming in. It mixes things up. Like there's a lot to it. There's a lot of possibility with the game.
Okay.
The other game that I'm excited for that I know just released, I'm pretty positive. I looked it up and I couldn't see anything online, but I'm pretty sure it already released, was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. They did all the retexturing, HDing everything of the Mass Effect series, the original trilogy, not Andromeda or whatever the fuck it was they made.
I'd never played the Mass Effect. I think you were telling me about it the one time. What was it? Like, what was the story of that game and stuff?
I mean, I don't think I was telling you about that story, but Mass Effect is a good. It's made by BioWare, the same people that did.
I could have sworn, because wasn't it one where you said you make your own decisions going on through the game or something like that, and it changes
It's
the
the second one, isn't it?
On how it all goes or something. I
Yeah,
could have sworn you were saying something about it the one time we were talking about it.
Yeah, all three of those games are made by BioWare, the same people from Knights of the Old Republic. So it's that like choose what you want to say affects your decision type of game. So there's a lot of replayability with those, and the fact that they're re-releasing them and fixing a lot of like the frame rate issues that the original had, retexturizing everything, making it more HD. If you love that series, which I did, it's really really good. Like one of the very few series is that I know I just said series.
I was gonna say something, but you did it yourself. See, this is what I mean.
Yeah, I know, because I know what you fuckers are gonna say.
I was gonna say nothing.
I wasn't either.
I'll just let you hang yourself.
Listen, it's been a long week, okay? But it looks good. I will say some of the screenshots I've seen of them actually retexturizing the main character, I kind of like the original because it was more smooth. I think adding too much HD effects to original games sometimes makes it look like weird a little bit. But I would like to replay them just for that fact. And I know you can get the Legendary Edition where it comes with all three. So you don't have to buy individually. You can just get the whole pack.
That's not bad then.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of that, definitely check that out. If you're a fan, I'm sure you already know. If you don't know the series, highly recommend it. Very good series from a sci-fi aspect. BioWare, that was in their heyday. The third one, it had some mixed reviews as far as the ending and how that happened, but they did put some DLC out that like extended, to kind of fix the ending to make it better for fans. It's a very good series, very good. If you like Knights of the Old Republic, highly recommend it. Obviously, we've got, which we already talked about, the Resident Evil 4 Village was my next thing. We've already covered that. That's going to be very, very exciting to see.
Yeah, it will be.
I am nervous and excited. They're making another Aliens game. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day with like Aliens Colonial Marines, how that was like a massive failure.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Well, that was the last Aliens game that I cared about. Obviously, you had Alien Isolation, that was made where it was like that survival horror game that they made. I think it was what in the past decade. That's really fun to play. But this one's a new one. It's called Aliens Fire Team. It's a three-person co-op, third-person alien survival game. So you could play by yourself. They'll automate like NPCs that just play with you, but they highly recommend obviously that you play with real people so you can get the full effect of playing the game. But the atmosphere of it looks really cool. The guns are accurate to the movies. It looks really interesting. They have like an actual gameplay through with the developers and then the host of IGN playing with them. I highly recommend you check it out. It looks really, really fun.
I want to. I'm extremely interested because I love aliens, and I didn't even know like the one you mentioned that they made before. I didn't even know that they had made an alien game at all. But that'd be sweet. What's the release date for this new one?
I didn't see a release date yet because they just showed the gameplay footage.
Uh,
This is like everything that I have on this list is all like early gameplay release.
all right.
But yeah, they've made a ton of Alien games all the way back from like,
Really?
yeah, early Windows days. Like,
Oh well, if it was PC, yeah, I didn't really do too much gaming on PC till like now, so that makes sense why I didn't know about them.
yeah, they had a lot of early ones, and then Aliens Colonial Marines was supposed to be like a huge hit, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was like horrible development issues, and then the game came out and it was just utter shit. And
Mm-hmm.
then a long time went by, and then they made Alien Isolation, which was a survival game where you actually had to survive through the ship, figure out stuff, like hide from the alien, not make noise, do all the strategical stuff. And they actually made someone made a modded VR version of it, which I haven't played yet. That wasn't sanctioned by like the actual company, but it's supposed to be extremely fucking unnerving. Um, and then now this one's coming out, so I'm excited to see what actually happens with this because from what I've seen, it looks crazy. Like you see three people sitting there shooting, and aliens are just crawling all over the place, coming at them, and they're just fucking going nuts trying to kill everybody.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah, it looks nuts.
Sounds badass.
It looks good. As far as games, that was pretty much it. There's some indie games coming out. Like there's an indie game called It Takes Two. I didn't see anything from that IGN released. There's a lot of stuff, obviously, with indie games that don't get a lot of press, but there's a ton of shit coming out with that. So if you're interested in indie games, look at what IGN has. They've been releasing stuff like every day, almost multiple videos, or from whatever news source you want to when it comes to video game releases. As far as video games, that was it for me. With movies, there's obviously new movies coming out, but is there any movies that you guys were disappointed or excited that have just released? I know we talked about, we had the Snyder Cut, which we talked about. We've already gone into depth with that. Love hate relationship, me liking
What
it.
was your
Code.
guys' opinion on that Snyder Cut? I don't think I was here for that.
You were definitely there for that. So we've already hashed that out. But Godzilla vs Kong, I know Cody, you didn't like it, but I didn't get your like actual review on it. Like, what disappointed you on Godzilla vs Kong?
Outside of Kong and Godzilla, everything else sucked ass.
Yeah,
That's my review.
Honestly, that
I would
sums
have
it up
sat
for
there
me.
for 2 hours and watched them just fucking throw haymakers at each other. Other than the fucking 20 minutes they probably fought during this movie and the dumbass human shit that went on. I fell asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, the human
horrible.
aspect of the human aspect of the movie could have been completely ripped away. Like it made no sense.
There was two
Well,
different storylines going on, and it was just like you don't need this. You
yeah,
don't
and
need this.
I think that's the problem they have with the monster movies these days is they're trying to inject the human element into it. But I said when that trailer first dropped, I said I don't care what story they have, even if it's good, I don't care about it. I'm here for a fucking Titan fight. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Like point blank. And I was happy with the Titan fight. I will say that they did that
I
very
didn't make
well.
it to the final one. I fell asleep.
You should definitely watch it. You could probably watch it on YouTube because it was worth it. It was really, really good. But yeah, the story. Even I will say this, and
Listen,
this is
I didn't
what?
say I didn't see it. I just said I didn't make it to it.
Oh, so you did see it.
Yeah. And I got some you say your piece and I got some issues with it. So you go ahead.
The one thing that I did hate about the fighting in general when it came to Godzilla, Kong, and it's spoiler alert. If anyone hasn't seen it, I'm saying it right now. I'm giving you about 5 seconds. I know Nick. I don't know if you care.
There was a point at one time where I did want to see this movie, but all I've heard is that it's been shit. So I'm kind of like,
It was shit.
I'll probably see parts of it here and there eventually. At least, honestly, I'll probably look up the fights on YouTube.
Yeah, do that
Just
because
check those
that's
out.
all that
Yeah,
matters.
save
That's,
yourself
yeah.
about fucking 2 hours.
Yeah. So go
Yeah.
for it. Spoil me.
the one thing I thought the original or the other Godzilla movies that they made, they always made his fucking beam that he shoots out. You know, his nuclear beam. They always made that like a big point. Like it took him a while to charge up. It was a like an awesome moment. They always did that. And then in this movie, they just overused the shit out of it. Like it was just so easy for him to just be like like all out of nowhere. And I'm like they kind of ruined that whole feel of it. He was just using it like every second.
Because Goku was in there, dude. Did you see that fucking meme?
I shared that meme.
Did you?
Yeah, they were like they showed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed him shooting the beam, and then they're like they zoom in one picture and zoom in another. And you just see him in the mouth going like this, and they're like, it makes sense. But I thought that ruined it, and I thought the whole aspect of how they showed Mecha Godzilla being operated was stupid. The whole thing was fucking retarded. How they like explained how he was
Even
being
the way he
operated. I'm
looked,
like,
bro.
yeah, it didn't look
It
the
looked like a
greatest.
dinky ass robot that Godzilla would just been like,
Yeah,
done.
and and they showed him just beating the shit out of him, and I'm like, really, like really. And how they tried to tie it into like the second movie where I was just like no, like just
And this
let
was
it.
my problem with it.
Yeah, so you agree
that
with
last fight was horrible because there were so many things taking me out of it, and especially like Kong ends up helping him, and then they just stare at each other, and they just like, no, that's not how that would go down. Godzilla wouldn't cut this fucking monkey a break, dude. After that thing's destroyed, he'd fuck this monkey up. That's just how he is. That's what he's trained to do.
That's definitely a reason too where I'm really not interested, because they literally said in the trailer what one will fall or some shit like that, and then
Yeah,
I
one
find
did
out-
fall because now he's the guardian of the underworld. The
Hollow
hollow Earth. That's
So
where
the fact
Kong
that
lives now.
They kind of just look at each other and then walk away and don't finish the fight is kind of like really.
Yeah, and
dude.
then I've heard
Participation
people.
trophies for everyone.
I heard people. They were like, "Oh, well, Godzilla did win because Kong stared at him and like dropped his axe, and that was him like submitting to him." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, the whole point they were fighting because," and they were like, "Oh, well, Godzilla was only fighting because he knew they were making a robot version." And I'm just like, "Okay, great and grand, but like if they're staring at each other, they're
That's
still
not
gonna
true. That's not true. Anybody who says that's fucking retarded and didn't pay attention at the very beginning of the movie. Because Godzilla literally hunts Kong in waters that he's never been in.
I know.
So it has nothing to do with the other Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla at all.
I know.
So
And that's
people
what
like
I'm
that are just fucking retarded. God, I want
Yeah,
to see
and
some of these people, dude. I just fucking want to fuck them up, man.
Well, they even and what's stupid is they even said
It's
that
a
in the movie
terrible
too.
movie, and these people make up these dumbass theories. Oh well, this is why. This is the first Godzilla movie I've ever seen, and I'm telling you, this is why. Why don't you fuck off? That's what I would say. It's annoying as hell. I think I lost you guys because you guys are frozen on my screen. Pause.
He's coming back.
I'm back.
He's coming back. Yeah, we never lost you.
Yeah, we've been here the whole time. We'll never
Well,
let go.
I'm sure you have, but you guys froze on my screen. Don't know what to tell you, but I got you. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, I
either
just
way-
want to fuck these people up.
Yeah, and it was funny is they even say that in the movie too. They were like, "See, he was attacking because he knew that they were making," and I'm just like, "Oh my god."
That's why he attacked the one facility,
Yeah,
but he's
But then-
always on the hunt.
And then what kills me is they make it so simple. They're like, "How do we shut him down? We have to hack the system." Nope, just pour alcohol in the computer mainframe, and then we win. It was like, what?
Oh
The
god.
movie was dumb.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look up
Don't
the
even
fight
look up
scene
the
and that's
fights.
it.
Look up the first fight. The first fight was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Then they lost me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I
So,
fell asleep.
so yeah, it is what it is. And that happened. I did see recently, actually. What was it? Yesterday. I did see Chaos Walking, that movie with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. That
Hmm.
movie that they weren't originally going to release. I know I didn't say Ridley Scott. All right, I know
Shout
you're
out to
laughing.
Kevin.
It was okay movie. Like, I like it because of its original idea. I know it's based off of a book. I want to go back and read the book to actually see the whole fleshed out story. I like it for the fact that it was original. It's not something you see a lot in movies these days. So I like the
Different
fact,
concept.
yeah, it wasn't obviously a perfect movie. There's flaws with it. There's things I had issues with, but I liked the fact that I was seeing something fresh, and
Yeah.
that made me happy enough to go see. You don't have to go see it in the theaters. Me and my dad, who I saw it with, we both said we thought there was going to be more action and more intense stuff that made it wanted to be seen in theaters, the way the trailer made it look. But it's definitely, you could wait for it to be free on Netflix or whatever, or if you want to rent it at home, be my guest.
Is it on
But
HBO Max or no?
not yet. No,
Not
I
yet.
don't know if it's not going to be on HBO Max. I think it's probably going to go to Netflix or one of those services. If HBO gets it, that'll be cool, but it's not one of their like titles. Because it was a Lionsgate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Lionsgate that made that. Um, or at least like funded it and produced it. But it was interesting enough to watch. I will say that. Even if you don't like it at the end, you'd be like, it was shit, but at least it was something new. It's not the same rehashed bullshit that we're getting these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how things seem to be anymore is remakes. So
Yeah. And I
I'm
thought
cool
Tom
with that
Holland,
aspect for sure.
yeah, Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, I love them as actors, and I thought they did a great job in the movie. So it's worth a watch if you like them, and if you want to see something fresh and new.
I'm trying to
Uh,
remember because you're mentioning Tom Holland. Didn't Sony just sell something to Netflix? Was it Spider-Man? Or Spider-Man rights to make shows? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about that.
I'm gonna look it up while you guys talk. Or if you
Yeah,
got
I didn't.
another movie to talk about or whatever.
I mean, that was the most new movie that I've seen that's been released. I haven't seen anything. I want to see that movie Nobody. I want to see that in theaters if I can, because that's like that John Wick movie with Bob Odenkirk from
Oh yeah, that's right. I
yeah.
think I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah, I do want to see that. That's one I know will be worth seeing in theaters because it's an action movie. I love Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad, and I'm excited to see him in that like starring action role because it's been getting great reviews. Even through COVID, it's been making more money than they thought for theater release.
Okay, here it is. Sorry. Finish your thought and
No,
then I'll interrupt you.
that was it,
Oh,
honestly.
okay. They cut a deal. So Netflix cuts a deal with Sony to compete with Disney Plus. Every upcoming Sony film, it will be on Netflix first in 2022.
Okay.
So starting then, so like the new Spider-Man movie that comes out, Morbius when that comes out, Venom when they come out with the second Venom, all that will go to Netflix first before they allow Disney Plus to have it.
That's a smart move on Sony's part, honestly, because Sony has their own streaming service technically with Crackle, which has a lot of free stuff as well as like rent to watch. So it's probably why they didn't make their like a better streaming service, but that's smart because a lot of people already have Netflix, so it's gonna
Yeah.
do great for them.
Smart for Netflix too to stay relevant.
Yeah.
'Cause I did see someone share a tweet, because I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw Rotten Tomatoes had like shared something about Thunder Force getting like a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes because it's a fucking garbage movie. That new Melissa McCarthy superhero movie. Um, and I saw someone in the comments because I obviously like to read what people are saying about that, and someone said, "Don't worry, Sony's going to make Netflix better." And I was like, "What?" So now it makes sense what you're saying.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. I'm excited to see that because Morbius, I do want to see that movie, but I don't know
Hell
if I want to
yeah.
go. I don't know if I want to go pay in the theater to see it.
I will.
I don't know. I've been shaky on it just because it's Jared Leto. Even though I do like him in some stuff he's done, I was still like,
This is a fucking perfect role for him, bro.
I'm hoping.
What is
I
I'm
mean,
not even a
48
huge Jared Leto fan.
oh, you're not familiar, Nick?
No.
It's a
Oh,
Spider-Man character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give him a rundown, Cody, and for the listeners.
Is he a villain or something?
Yes and no. I mean, kind of like turns himself into like a bat vampire type deal, like super strength, speed, like all the shit that bats have, sonar and shit, and yeah, I mean he feeds on people and shit, so kind of goes crazy when he goes in that mode. But then there's some shit where he helps Spider-Man with some shit, and then he goes batshit crazy, no pun intended, but it's kind of like that. But this is kind of like his origin stories where he's a doctor and a professor, and he's trying. I forget. I don't know if it's cancer.
He's got like some degenerative disease that's like supposed to like break him down, and he like walks with a cane, and he's really weak and all that shit. So he's trying to do something to fix that, and then when it happens, all of a sudden he's like fixed. He instead of being withered away, he's like all buff and like in shape, and then it just rolls in from there.
A trailer came out for it last year, and because they released a trailer before COVID, and then everything got pushed back. I'll show you the trailer after this.
All right.
It looks dope.
It's a really good trailer, and the music with it and everything. It looks really interesting. Really interesting. I can't think of anything other big movie that's coming out or anything like that, because most of it's just shit that's getting plugged into HBO Max. That's the biggest one that's hitting with a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
I just recently watched Black Panther, so that's how far behind in movies I am.
What'd you think of it?
It was an awesome movie. It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
Michael B. Jordan's fucking awesome in that movie.
The only thing that
I didn't like the stupid hairdo they had. I felt like they could have done a cooler hairdo, but it was still a great movie. He was a good character and everything too. It was pretty sweet.
The only thing I didn't like about that movie is they should not have killed Killmonger. He should not have died.
Which one was that guy?
Michael B. Jordan. Killmonger is like his name.
Okay.
But especially now, man, it'd be so sweet. Like if he could take over the role. I mean, it's obviously you're not foreshadowing Chadwick passing away, but if Michael B. Jordan was, still alive in that universe, I mean, maybe they could do something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been hearing reports and rumors online that I've been seeing where Chadwick Boseman's sister in the movie, Black Panther's sister, is supposed to be like in training or taking over to be like the new Black Panther or something like that. So I don't know how they're gonna flesh that out, but that's just rumor from what I've been seeing.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, the only issue I have with Black Panther is that obviously I know it's coming from the comics, but the storyline is just so like cookie cutter, like obvious. Bad guy feels like he's snubbed and wants to like fight back, and the person who's like royalty it's just like I thought that whole thing was cookie cutter, but it was an awesome movie as far as from a comic book standpoint.
Well, I'm sorry, that's the story, bruh.
I know
it's one of the ones they stayed more true to,
and I'm not saying that they did it wrong. It's one of those things where I just hate how you like know what's going to happen. You just like can like flesh it out if you're familiar with like movies in general.
Yeah, just that formula.
Yeah.
I mean, I did kind of like parts as I was watching. I obviously don't know Marvel and all that, but I could kind of like as parts were going, I'm like, should have seen this coming. Or like when they go to talk to the dudes in the mountain, I forget that tribe's name or whatever.
On top of a mountain.
Yeah, on top of a mountain. But they go to the top of the mountain and talk to this guy, and then like he ends up showing up during that last fight, and it was like, could have seen that coming, But it was still a great movie though. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love that. Wasn't Forrest Whitaker in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't shut up about more Gullet.
Because I remember making a joke to my dad about it after we went and saw the premiere of that movie, and I was like, all that technology they have in Wakanda to fix things, and he's still got a fucked up eye.
Jeez, man. Take it easy on the guy.
I love him as an actor. I was just like, all that technology, and he's still looking two different ways.
Maybe he wanted to keep it more natural look, dude.
Yeah, dude. Looks more like a sensei.
Don't body shame him.
Jesus.
I'm just saying. I just made a joke about it. I got the same response, but Dad was like, Jesus Christ. What was that? Was that meme that I always saw online with him where it was like when you take NyQuil and DayQuil at the same time and it shows a picture of him?
That's fucked, dude. That's fucked.
He's got like one eye half cocked and the other one's wide open.
That's hilarious.
Can't talk about Saw Gerrera like that, dude.
The minute you say that meme, he's like, lies, deceptions. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for movie news. Unless you guys got something else, I mean, that's pretty much wraps it up with movies and video games.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
good.
any other video games you guys that I missed that you're excited for or no?
No, pretty much what you just mentioned at the beginning of the show. Republic Commando and Pokemon Snap come out this month. So
All right, we'll keep an eye on that, people. Definitely keep an eye on that. I want to see everyone's Pokemon Snap challenges that we're going to see. There's going to be some fucking heated shit online with that, with people getting the best pictures and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna
it
get
is gonna
good.
be. Yeah, I really like that aspect of it. It's gonna be cool. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe if because I know Nick and Cody here have the Nintendo Switch, and I plan on getting one. My girlfriend wants to get a Nintendo Switch really bad. Maybe when that game comes out, we can have like a Cantina Corner show challenge on who gets the best picture, and maybe we can actually have people post their pictures and rate and see who wins. Maybe we can do like some type of Pokemon giveaway with that. Who knows?
I'm down with
I know
that for
I'm
sure.
just spouting that out right now randomly. Um, but
Peek
yeah,
behind
heard
the
it here
curtain right
first.
there.
Hot
Yeah.
off the presses.
You're seeing it live, folks. But yeah, that's going to do it for video game and movie news. We'll catch you on the next episode that we're going to be doing. If you've got any video game news that you want to add into this, definitely leave that in the comments. As always, definitely check out the YouTube page. I know I didn't preface this in the beginning, but the YouTube page is where they're mainly going to be posted now. And obviously, like I said in the last episode, until we get Facebook figured out, definitely subscribe to that. Hit the bell notification on that. Make sure you hit all notifications on that or personalize depending on what you want. So if you hit all notifications, it's going to let you know about every video so you don't miss it. Definitely check out that page, Twitter, Discord, all that stuff. Also, I want to proudly announce, I should have done this in the beginning and I fucked up on that as I usually do, but we had son of a bitch. We are proudly sponsored by Raise Energy now. We were able to get partnered with Raise Energy, Rep Supplements. If you're into energy drinks, if you're into any type of supplement products, whey protein, sleep aids, pre-workout, anything like that, definitely want to use our custom code that we have that gets you discounts at checkout. You want to use Cantina Corner. We're going to have that saved on the podcast page on Facebook. So we're going to put that on there. I'm going to be repping that on the entry of every episode since I forgot on this one. But we are proud to be partnered with them. It's definitely something that I love their products. I love their Raise Energy drinks. They're delicious. They have good zero carb, zero sugar options. I'm definitely going to be checking out their workout stuff as I get back into my routine. So there's a lot of cool stuff on that. Definitely check that out. Use the code. You'll get discounts on that. And any proceeds that we get from you using the code are going to go back into the show. So that's something that we're going to be using to make this show better. So it obviously supports us and you get a fucking awesome product from them. But other than that, we will see you in the next episode and you have a great fucking day.
Bye.
Cheers.